the alley. The drugstore.
You see him?
No. I didn't get a good look at him. It happened too fast. I started running. That drugstore never does any business. All he could get in there was coffee money.
Probably all he was looking for, unless he was a kid. Where'd he go?
I looked back once, but he wasn't following me. I didn't take any chances. No, sir.
They'll be around asking questions. What we don't know, we don't know. Go on back to your tables. Have a ball. I'll buy you a drink.
Thanks, Joe.
I didn't see you come back.
Bourbon. Been here almost an hour. I call it lousy service.
You didn't have a dime at noon, Joe.
I got it now. Anybody asks you, I'm here almost an hour.
Get up and get out of here.
I'll still take that bourbon.
Okay.
I had the day off and I was making for the yacht anchorage where a pal had a boat. My name is Frank Ballinger, Detective Lieutenant M Squad, a special detail of the Chicago Police. And a man named Joe Mazarin was the last person I expected to meet that day, when I spotted Hazel McLean on Michigan Avenue where bar girls aren't usually seen. She was coming out of a jewelry store, and it wasn't the kind of a place that she usually shops. Hiya, Hazel.
Oh, hi, Frank.
A little north of Randolph Street for you, isn't it?
Just shopping.
Savano's Limited? What are we going to do, buy the Kohinoor diamond?
I wasn't buying, just looking.
Come on, I'll take you home.
I didn't do anything, honest, I
Say
didn't.
you did. I'll just show you around. Hi, Mr. Savano, please.
I will call you back.
Good afternoon. You the owner?
I am Julian Savano, yes.
Lieutenant Ballinger, police.
Might have known. Cheap clothes. What is she, a shoplifter?
No. What were you looking at?
Diamond rings.
Diamond rings. You get married?
Mm-hmm.
Nice guy?
Well, he's all right.
I see the tray is in order.
See, you, better stick to window shopping.
Okay.
Fresh. Women like that are trouble.
Yeah. Mostly to themselves. I missed the boat party, killed the day at a poker game, and couldn't get Hazel out of my mind. For a girl who'd given up mooching drinks to get married, she wasn't very happy. She had helped me a few times, and I figured that a sawbuck might do for good luck and a wedding present. I heard she'd been hanging around the Red Hut when last in business. The Hut, one of the cleaner spots on the street, belonged to Jackie Becker. He was once the state middleweight champ. Oh, he wouldn't turn a man in, but otherwise he'd cooperate with us. When I looked in the window, I spotted Hazel, but her friend bothered me, the way he talked to her. He reminded me of a mugshot. She was afraid of him and of the things that he was saying to her. I decided to see what he was ticking about.
Well, what are you doing
Don't
around...
call me Louie now. I've been telling you that for a month.
All right, Mr. Smith. How's that?
That's a lot better.
You want the usual?
Yeah. Who won the last race?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I said who won the last race.
Look, I don't know you, and I don't want to. Ask the bartender. Hey, Punchy. Fatten this.
Ice?
Look, you've asked me that 4 times. I don't use it. You still hear bells ringing? Why don't you play the jukebox? You must have done a lot of waltzing in the rain.
Becker, who won the last race?
Danny boy by length.
Yeah, about as far as I used to stretch Becker on the canvas.
Hey, boss, anybody in here own the heap out front with the Oklahoma plates?
I guess not. Try the Troubadour or Marty's down the street.
A foot from a hydrant. If he's not next door, I'll have to get a tow truck and have it impounded.
Nice guy, huh? They can pound your car, it only costs you $50.
Cops.
Is that the cop that's been in asking about me?
No.
Pour me another drink. Cops, they ought to kill them all.
Yeah. You know, they do worse than give you tickets.
This is one boy they better stay away from. Someday I'll even it up, I'll cut them all down.
You, got a paper bag back there?
Huh?
Paper bag. I want to take this glass downtown so the lab boys can run down his prints.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Joe, that's all I know.
Hazel was with him. Is that the guy she's going to marry?
No, they weren't here beefing about her boyfriend. I guess he must owe this Joe some loot. He's met her here about 4 or 5 times before. You think he's hot?
I don't know. He always acts so cute.
This was one of his nice nights.
You backed down to him, Becker. How come?
I don't know myself, Lieutenant. I just know it wouldn't be with a fist or a bat. He's a torpedo. You know I'm not yellow.
You better be until we can run a make on him. At the police lab, they lifted the thumbprint off the glass and transmitted it to the FBI for identification. I went to Captain Roberts to report on the man who, hated cops. Joe Mazurn, huh?
Yeah. Washington says he's one of the best safe men in the country. And fresh out of San Quentin. He's a 3-time loser and every rap with violence. He usually plays it alone. I'll put a tail on him.
No, we got to work faster than that, or else we're liable to have a blown safe and a dead watchman on our hands. If you read the rest of that report, you'll find out he never leaves any witnesses.
Let's have it, Frank. What else is on your mind?
He's got a girl in a bind. Or her boyfriend, or both.
What kind of a girl?
Well, a bar girl. She used to work the joints down on Randolph Street. But a funny thing, she never rolled anybody in her life. Now she's trying to straighten out, wants to get married. And if she or her boyfriend are mixed up with Mazurn, he might drag them both down with him.
So what?
She's a good gal. I'd like to try a little stunt. Maybe I'll bring Joe Mazurn to you.
I don't agree to anything, but,
Take Sergeant Miller over there, a couple other men and myself. Now, Mazurn is so obsessed with his hatred for cops, we'll use that against him. There's a place he hangs out called the Red Hut. Becker's the guy that runs the joint. I know him. Oh, and give my fun-loving friend here a drink.
I buy my own.
Look, I told you, this is on the ponies.
So you hit the horses.
Yeah.
Now, why don't you hit the road? Get lost.
You better make that a double. I see he's still in a good mood. That's the idea. Be sociable.
Look, one more crack out of you and I'll knock you right to the floor.
You know, he's only kidding.
Watch it, buddy.
Watch what?
Well, that's about the 3rd time you bumped me. Now, knock it off, will you?
You know, you got a disposition just like him. You don't like to be knocked, huh? How about that?
All right, now, don't get flipped. Unless you want trouble, I happen to be a police officer.
Well,
I thought there was a
Look, don't
smell in
la-di-da me. I'm warning you, I warned both of you. Knock it off.
knock what off?
You better sit down and shut up, copper.
Call a squad car, will you?
You're both under arrest.
Mazarin didn't know that the shots I threw at Sergeant Miller were blank cartridges, so he made no objections to hiding out in a flat I'd rented as a cover address, a place where I could find out what he was up to. Look, would you sit down?
That was sure some stunt.
What was I supposed to do, let him take one of us?
What's your story, Buster? How come you're packing iron?
Look, I didn't ask you your business.
Answer me.
Okay, I got parole hanging over me. Even for taking a drink, I get another 5 in Joliet.
But you hooked me, too.
Yeah, you started swinging, remember? Supposing he took it. They find this on me, I got another 5 on top of that.
Parole, huh? What was the rap?
Little cracker box.
You? A safe man? I don't buy your story a nickel's worth, Buster. You need 3 more guys to knock over a candy store.
You think so, huh? Okay, you grab that. Now, what are you going to do with it?
It might go off and improve your head.
You think so, huh? Not without that.
You're pretty cute, aren't you?
Look, I don't know you either, friend.
You don't, huh? Then you're no safe man. I'm Joe Mazarin.
You leveling? Joe Mazarin, huh? No wonder you put me down.
This Mazarin's a tough baby, Chief. I still think we ought to put a stake and tail on Frank.
Miller, you know how he works. We play it his way and wait. You better go to the doctor and have that jaw x-rayed. It looks swollen. I gave it to the newspapers. They're giving it a banner spread. Ought to be out in a couple of hours. Gave it to the radio, too.
Yeah, well, I hope it works.
You and the whole department.
The car in which the killers escaped from the Red Hut has been found deserted in a residential area some miles from the loop. These men are armed and dangerous. All motorists take warning. Police are now checking with the motor vehicle department in hopes that they can trace the...
You know, they could forget it and save themselves a lot of trouble. That Heaps has so many license tags on it, they'd be lucky to find out who made it. You know, you ought to get out of town before the lid's on too tight.
How about yourself? The bartender knows you.
Becker? He won't say nothing. I got enough on him to put him in the chair beside me if he does. He don't know you from Adam. Who you calling?
Oh, Hazel? Me, Joe. Shut up and listen. The hit's tonight. I don't care how he feels. I don't need him. I found somebody else. All I need is you. What's the address here?
421 Kingtree, apartment 11.
421 Kingtree Street, apartment 11. Go to the terminal, pick up my bag, and bring it. You do what I tell you, I'll break your precious Willie in half. Hello? Mazarin. Tonight, 2 a.m. I'll call you when we're ready. So you think you're a safe man?
I get by.
How about wire?
What about wire?
ADT.
If the alarm has got wires, it can be jumped.
Okay, you're in. 20%.
You get a little fast for me, Mazarin. In what and 20% of what?
Savano's Jewelers. 20% of maybe 100 grand.
That's nice. Whose place am I taking?
Willie Simmons. He was a good wireman, too. He got hung up on booze. That's what's wrong with him now. Somebody slipped him a bottle of bad stuff and it poisoned his whole system. I hope he croaks. Well, are you in?
That store's a tough hit.
This is a 3-man operation. I need you to fill in for the kid.
3 men at 20% each?
You got a greedy streak, chum.
How about you?
You're a dime a dozen.
Okay. It's gonna be a tough safe to peel.
I might have known that you were a peeler. I don't peel. Did you ever see a good set of diamond cores?
No.
You will when the girl gets here with my bag. And I got 5 grand tied up in that rig. I'll charge you for lessons.
You know, I'm still hungry. I think I'll run down to the delicatessen and...
After those broadcasts, relax.
Yeah. There was no move that I can make that wouldn't set him off. I couldn't use the phone. I couldn't get out. And I had to get past Hazel, who knew me. It was like waiting for an explosion. It was going to happen sooner or later, here or at Savano's.
Get it.
Yeah.
Hazel.
What kept you?
I had to make sure Willie was all right before I left him.
Willie. This is Louis. He's taking Willie's place.
Hi, Hazel. Long time no see.
You know each other?
Yeah, I bought her a couple of drinks down on the street. In fact, Hazel here and I have kept each other out of trouble with the police a couple of times. Isn't that right, Hazel?
Yeah.
You kept her out of trouble tonight. If it hadn't been for him, your Willie'd have been in for it.
What do you want me to do?
He's the boss.
Drive us, drop us. Then get lost and keep your mouth shut. We'll leave here in about 15 minutes.
Better get lost, Hazel.
No word from Ballinger. Maybe it went wrong. Ring me the minute he calls in. I'll be in my office.
Just keep your mouth shut and do like I say and everything will be okay. Come on.
Did you take him?
Yeah, I got him tied up in the washroom. You know, for an over an hour, we're going to need this to clock in with.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? Do you know where all the boxes are? If we miss one, the automatic alarm goes off.
We won't miss any. Let's get with it.
I thought you said this was a 3-man operation. Where's the 3rd man?
We'll be here at 5 to 3. We got 40 minutes. These are fiber gears. You can hardly hear them across the room. The diamond cores. Bet you never saw babies like these before. I'll cut through those tumblers like cheese. Now, let's see how good you are. Knock that knob off. Suckers. Let me handle it. We just about got her. That's it. Now we line up the tumblers.
You know it's 10 minutes to 3. We're gonna have to punch those boxes pretty soon.
That's up to our silent partner.
Yeah, well, he better get here.
He'll get here, I told you. Let's open her up.
You know, we're not gonna have time to unload this stuff unless he gets here. We locked the door. How's he gonna get in?
He's already in. There's $100 grand in ice in here. There ought to be $250,000, but he got himself in a bind in Las Vegas.
Savannah?
Why'd you think it was so easy?
Oh, I get it. He punches the clock, gives us a head start, and then collects from the insurance company for the full amount, huh?
You're bright.
I am right. Don't have to be a police officer and you're under arrest, Manfred.
You're finished. Balance. He hooked me.
Stay right there. The automatic alarm went off 2 minutes ago.
That's the truth. Willie was sick. He didn't want to have anything to do with it. You can't blame him for something he didn't do.
No. He's being sent to a hospital where he can straighten himself out if he wants to. You'd better go home now.
What do you mean, home? She picked up the details of the wiring system for Savannah.
That's right.
She got Mazarin's equipment.
Correct.
She drove you.
Yeah. Look, she picked up a sealed envelope, claimed a suitcase, and dropped 2 of us off in her car. Now, a taxi driver or messenger could have done the same thing.
We're gonna book her, Frank.
Look, she was in love with a man that was in trouble. She was just trying to help him out. Any woman would have done the same thing.
You mean to tell me she didn't know?
Of course she knew, but she was on our side. Otherwise, she would have tipped Mazarin about me, correct? That's what I'll have to say in court.
Okay, miss. You can go.
Thanks, Frank. Again.
What happens to her now?
I don't know. Tracks around Elm Street. Phony drinks, the phony smiles, and the phony guys.
Good night, Frank.
And good night. There's more than good and bad in a city and its people. There are the driven, the helpless, the ones who get out of step and never can get back. Those are the ones that you don't have to punish. Somehow they punish themselves till the day they die. But not Hazel McLean. She's making the most of the break she got.
Tune in again next week for another exciting story from the files of M Squad.